Thank you.
No, we don't have to hear it. And if I am going to stop you again if you go down that road.
Mr. Speaker, you've indicated this matter is sub judice. I'm not aware of that. However, what this motion engages is simply a matter of a breach of the ministerial code of conduct by the Prime Minister. That is not a matter.
Bless up my people, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. And in this one, my people, we're seeing where Nationwide has broken news this morning saying that the Prime Minister has basically went ahead to challenge the findings of the IC according to his statutory declaration that was tabled in Parliament, still not certified. And my people, it's not a lawsuit as I see many persons going around saying. It's a request for the court to review the proceedings or the findings of the Integrity Commissions. And they basically said this the same day when the report was tabled. Right? And so, I don't know how I try to do here so, but he doesn't agree, he says, with all the findings that the IC has found in relation to his declaration. And so once it's before the courts, further now say him not go speak on it. And a whole heap of the Jamaican people need clarity as to what's going on and why, when he was aware of being under investigation, he didn't inform the country.
Nationwide News can confirm that the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, Imperium Holdings Limited, Positive Media Solutions Limited, and Positive Jamaica Foundation Limited have filed in the Supreme Court an application for permission to apply for judicial review in the matter concerning the Prime Minister's statutory declarations and that report into his statutory declarations tabled in the House of Representatives a few days ago. This is a long document. The Prime Minister and those three companies, Positive Media Solutions, Positive Jamaica Foundation, and Imperium Holdings Limited, the three companies that were the center of focus and attention by the Integrity Commission. Those are the four applicants. The respondents, Craig Beresford, Kevin Stevenson, and the Integrity Commission. Holness and the companies, they want leave to be granted for a judicial review of the failure and or refusal of Craig Beresford to act impartially, fairly and independently to carry out his statutory duty to examine the 2022 and the 23 statutory declarations of Andrew Holness pursuant to the Integrity Commission Act. Holness wants a judicial review of the decision to continue or keep the investigation for illicit enrichment open in relation to his 2021 declarations, notwithstanding findings or conclusions that for that year his liabilities were greater than his assets to the tune of $10.46 million, or otherwise there was no unexplained growth in his net worth. He wants judicial review of the decision to embark on, continue, or keep the investigation open into his 2022 declarations, notwithstanding findings or conclusions that for that year his liabilities were greater than his assets to the tune of 5.3 million Jamaican dollars. He wants a judicial review of the the finding by Kevin Stevenson, or the decision in all the circumstances, that Andrew Holness's lawful objection, as contained in his responses and from his attorneys on his behalf, including in the letter of the 16th of July 2024, is a refusal to provide information which inhibited his ability to make a comprehensive and final assessment of the first applicant's assets, liabilities, and income. Remembering, of course, that Holness is the first applicant. He wants a judicial review of what he says is the impermissible commingling of the relationship and or functions of and amongst the divisions of the Commission and the Commission, resulting in a conflict of interest and or abdication of the duty of the respondents, Beresford, Stevenson, and the Integrity Commission when exercising their statutory functions. He wants a judicial review of the failure of Stevenson and the Integrity Commission to recommend and or issue a public exoneration of culpability on the termination of their first investigation of Holness's 2021 declarations as required by Section 54.5 while improperly including its details in the report of August 30, 2024 such that the benefit of exculpation is lost. Exculpation, of course, means free from blame or guilt. He wants a judicial review of the misuse of his private information by disclosing that private information in a manner that is prejudicial to his rights and interests. He wants a judicial review of the Integrity Commission's misuse of Section 36.3 of the Integrity Commission Act to table a special report in Parliament and make improper and unlawful recommendations to Parliament and or the FID and Tax Administration Jamaica. He wants a judicial review of the findings and or conclusion that there is a potential conflict of interest between him, Andrew Holness, and Norman Brown, who is the chairman of both the Housing Agency of Jamaica and the UDC. And he asks for several orders. Order of certiorari, court process, of course, that seeks a judicial review of a decision by a government entity. He also wants an order of mandamus, which is a court order that requires a government official or entity to perform a legal duty or refrain from illegal action. He wants a declaration that the submission of the reports to Parliament, save for the matters referring to the 4 accounts for tabling, was unlawful and or illegal, having regard to the full terms and effects of Section 54 of the Integrity Commission Act. People, it's a long document.
However, my people, the Oversight Committee for the Integrity Commission was supposed to meet with the commissioners today to ask questions that the whole country would even like some clarity on as well. But they cancelled that very same meeting, and big chaos ensued in the Parliament just now, my people, where we see the opposition basically walked out because it's apparent that they don't really want anyone to continue to speak in on this whole finding by the IC. So the Prime Minister has brought it before the courts, and we're seeing where the opposition was basically going to, ask to pass a motion to have the Prime Minister removed because it violates some ethics of the whole cabinet, and not even of the cabinet. For your under investigation, for me, you should step aside, but look like him plan to do that anytime soon or any at all, my people. And we're seeing where Pernell Charles Jr. did basically a plan from last week, how I'm gonna come hush up my goal and this and that. So when you look on that show down here, my people.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, whereas there is a ministerial code of conduct in place from 2002 that governs the conduct of members of the cabinet, and whereas the Prime Minister did not inform the people of Jamaica that he was being investigated by the Integrity.
Member, please.
But I don't even need to hear another word. If the member in any way intends to go down a road that is, you can't understand if you don't listen. Permit yourself to use your ears and not your mouth. Permit yourself to use your ears and not only your mouth. If it is that the member intends to travel down a road that is going to breach the standing orders in raising matters, let me just say it before, that are sub judice. Hold on, I'm just telling you, that cannot be accommodated in this house. So if that is the route, if that is the intention, stop now.
Member, you start on a premise, And as far as the standing order is concerned, I hear the first part of where you're going and section 20, public business, 22, sorry, notion of motion, amendment and manner of giving notice, section 3. If the speaker is of the opinion that any notice of a motion which has been received by the clerk infringe the provisions of any standing order in any way out of order, he may direct that the member concerned be informed that the notice of motion is out of order, that the notice of motion be entered in the order paper with such alteration as he might direct. Member, I am saying, because there is, when I read from the Erskine May Parliamentary Practice, paragraph 2, page 333, matters awaiting judicial decisions, that the motion relates to a matter that is now before the court, and if it is, because there is a matter now under judicial consideration, it ought not to be discussed as it is sub judice. At this time, I am now ruling that this motion will not be entertained. I am saying to you, member, if it has anything to do with the matter that I just spoke about, then I'm ruling it out of order. We are not going to entertain it.
Yes, thank you.
No, we don't have to hear it. And if I am going to stop you again if you go down that road.
Mr. Speaker, you've indicated this matter is sub judice. I'm not aware of that. However, what this motion engages is simply a matter of a breach of the ministerial code of conduct by the Prime Minister. That is not a matter.
Member, there's
Anyhow, my beautiful people, no way in Pandis, tell me what you think. Drop on the 2 cents in the comment section, because this Prime Minister needs to step away until all of the clouds that are hanging over his head are cleared up. My opinion, someone want to hear from Uno. This motion shouldn't even come up, because this man should have really step aside off his own. But I don't know where I wait for or if I wait till him please himself. I feed them business them I run and not the Jamaican people business. Talk up my people. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Run go over to my other platform, Facebook, TikTok, follow me over there at Anisabel Rose. Like up the video, share it out. If you're new to the channel, subscribe on the road to 30K. Stay tuned for more videos, stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself.